We're good.
Wow, I just saw the whole landing zone thing. I haven't seen, it's NFL Sunday has just started, and I saw a kickoff, and lo and behold, they got some big ass blue graphic on the screen saying landing zone. That's just kind of crazy. Welcome to Black Opinions Matter, motherfucker. My name is Amin Elhassan. I'm joined as always by Black Trey and Big Jerv. Got a hell of a show for you guys today. It's an NFL Sunday, so I know everyone's very tapped in with that, and that's all right.
Mm-hmm.
You can get to us when you get to us, but we're doing this shit live anyway. So if you're like, that happened yesterday. Yeah, motherfucker. We taped it while this shit was happening. So just bear with us. Got a great show for you guys today. Tyreek Hill arrested on the way to do his job right outside the stadium of all places.
Still nigga.
Yep. So what do they call a black man with a $50 million contract and driving a $250,000 motor vehicle? A nigga. Oh shit. Yeah. Also, we've got some updates about who's going to be playing the Super Bowl halftime. Spoiler alert, it's Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
And also, Dame Dash, keep it in your mouth, son. Pause. But also
pause.
Yes. But let's start with some down news to get it out of the way. I don't want to dwell on this, but this is really sad. Another person has been lost to bad drugs, I guess you would call it. I don't know. Rich Homie Quan passed away. He took a pill that apparently was laced with fentanyl and overdosed and passed away. I feel like, you know what the crazy, I mean, I guess it's not crazy. Feels like all the young guys who really haven't quite experienced the peaks of their careers, right? Still on the rise. Those are the ones that seem to be falling to this stuff. But like I asked this question, maybe one of you two guys could answer this. I would think that a drug dealer's dream, regardless of if he's this hand-to-hand street level or if it's something bigger like the syndicate that's supplying everybody, the dream is to have drug addicts, not dead drug addicts, right? You want customers that keep coming back, keep buying, so we keep all this shit going. Right. It's the reason why people say like big pharma doesn't actually try to cure anything. They treat symptoms. Because if we cure you and you're done, now I got to go find a new customer. So again, what the fuck is up with fentanyl? Why is it being laced? Why do the drug cartels or whoever's doing this want their customers to die? Does anyone have any answers for me?
Dealing with some personal shit, I guess, in a scenario related to this. It's not necessarily that they want the customer to die, right? I think it's more of supply and demand, right? And sometimes you just ain't got it, right? So you're trying to fill that void of just trying to sell something, right? No matter what it is, right? Not saying that you possibly, whoever the dealer was, owed somebody, needed the bread. Maybe this is the whole scenario. But it's like, all right, if I can move this, that, and the third, because again, when you probably making that, you know and you don't know, and it's mixed in with the for shows and the bads, right? Now, you playing a game of Russian roulette at this point. You know what I'm saying? Because
to be clear, you're saying they're stepping on it with fentanyl.
Kinda, not stepping on it, but you know what I mean. How the process of getting it made up. You know what I mean? Like I lost my stepmom to fentanyl overdose. You know what I'm saying? Last year, 2 years ago. And it's not an, oh, you got an issue. It's people that are functionally drug addicts. You feel me? And they trust the person that they're buying from. I'm
getting good regular shit. I'm not getting shit that has this super poison in it.
Yeah. And in the scenario, it's just kind of like shit be happening. Like, you know what I mean? Like on a real roulette of like, damn, I fucked up. I sold the bad shit. You know what I mean? To the wrong person. Now, some people that's like, oh, you owe me money. And okay, fuck it. I'm never going to see this money. I don't care about your life. And so be it. Natural selection. You know what I mean? You survive it, you don't. Because most time, it's not a 100% fatal rate. Some people that do the fent and they fucked up, and then it's a tough recovery, right? But then we've heard most of the, especially in the past 3 to 4 years, that shit was taking a sweep and just knocking motherfuckers out, especially big name people that probably did their coke, mind their business, and went on about their way. But this situation is unfortunate just because I got a chance, and I don't know why I fucking hit play, but I think I was just over curious and wanted to know. I listened to the 911 call, and his girlfriend said that he was on the couch sleep since last night. So she didn't plan on bother waking him up. She went, dropped the kids at school, whatever, went to the store, ran the errands, came back. He still was asleep. And when she turned him over, he was foaming at the mouth. So he probably passed over the night. You know what I'm saying? Like she said it was cold. She put a blanket on him. Didn't bother him. He didn't move, nothing. She just thought business as usual. So, you know, again, these are the things that a lot of rappers rap about. They like to do things. Like I said, it's a really gamble. Same thing we think about Lynn Bias. You can go down the line of thinking people, Mac Miller, accidental overdoses. These are things that's not planned. It's not motherfuckers like, yo, I hate my life and I'm trying to do this thing.
Yeah. Or also it's not people are like, I can't get enough.
Yeah.
It's you literally just got a bad batch.
Yeah, that's it. And it's unfortunate, you know what I mean? Because obviously he did his last interview. He was talking about, you know, potentially amending his friendship with Young Thug, and that he struggled with his addiction over time. So it wasn't just a one-time thing, you know what I mean? Like he had, you know, it's a work in progress. And the thing that I watched Rich the Kid's interview with Noriega on Drink Champs, and he was saying like how he had to even kick his own addiction, and how his boy Famous Dex, now he's been trying every time he gets out of rehab and he relapse, he got to take him back. And he's like, yo, shit, you got to have real patience with people that struggle with addiction. It's not some shit like, oh, well, you rich, dog. Like I would never. Like, nah, it's everybody handles shit differently. And I think the saddest part about some of that situation is that, do they really know that they were loved like that, you know, when they're gone? And then also like knowing that they didn't want to go.
Right.
Like they had aspirations to do like the thing, like, hey, I'm going to live a long life, or I'm going to do this, you know what I'm saying? And then you see people that just be on coke all the time, and they are, or drugs in general, and they're superhuman. You know what I mean? Like it just don't end up that way. You know what I mean? Like I had a classmate that passed away from fent, that just, again, it's not a thing. And I hate that it gets such a bad look, because some of these people are like very good people. It's just that you just handed a bad batch.
I mean, it's like it's a real life epidemic in this country of people getting bad drugs. And I know now they've got these testing kits that they sell, so you could test for levels of whatever, all different types of shit. But again, like I think most people, like, you know, it's kind of, you at a party or whatever, you're hanging out, no one's like, hold on, wait a second, let's make sure this is the good stuff. Yeah, you know, no one's trying to do chemistry.
But also there's probably someone bragging about them having the good stuff,
the clean stuff. The number of times I've heard people, I've been around people, oh, this shit, it's like fucking da da da. I'm like,
I just listen. I got a rule, man. If it didn't come from the ground,
from the earth,
I can't do it, brother. You know what I'm saying? And that's just like, no knock to the people that done it. I just dealt with so much drug abuse in my family to an extent. You know what I mean? Like that shit took my mama from me to a point, you know what I mean, that I can't just fuck with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Shrooms and weed, baby. Shrooms and weed.
I still gotta try shrooms, man. I'm curious. Let me just say.
Just float. Make sure whoever you with, flow at the radar. Point eight.
Look at Jerv. Jerv doesn't agree.
Point eight.
I'm good on shrooms.
Listen, 0.8. Don't fly high. Keep it
I did an
simple.
edible. I did an edible last weekend. Weed though, like a weed gummy.
Yeah. See, the only thing about the weed edibles,
Oh,
look, this
okay.
nigga's happy
I'm
about something
listening.
that he's happy about something
Yeah.
he can't control, right? That's the thing that I be off of. I like edibles, but they just pick and choose when they want to show up.
Yep.
And that's
But
not
isn't
fun.
that what?
No,
That's
no,
not fun.
no, that's not fun.
Oh man.
I remember, when was it? Not when we went in Toronto. It was another time. I was in California and I had all this weed on me. And obviously, I don't like, since the Brittany Griner shit, even though it's legal in New York, I'm
Yeah.
not traveling. Don't put that shit in my bag. Just my luck, nigga. Nigga switch up the rules on me. So, you hear me? I'm not doing it. So what I did was, Mike Tyson has edibles. It's an ear.
Yeah, it looks
You
like
know what I mean?
ears.
It's the Evander Holyfield ear, right? And I took 2, and I was on a flight. I'm like, it's 6 hours. And we got turbulence, and I was like, ooh, like I'm going through it, bro.
Why would you take 2?
Because I usually take 2.
Pause.
Pause. Right? It's so crazy. So I know my personal limit on the eddies. You hear me? So in that scenario, I didn't want them to go to waste because I had to throw the weed in the trash, bro. I had to do all this other shit. I probably had like $100 worth of weed and some edibles. And I'm like, damn.
So you're so wait. Yo, first of all, love you. You're my guy.
Right.
Your thought process is I have $100 worth of weed. Let me just consume as much of this as I possibly can before I go on a plane.
No,
that's the juice world.
No, but it was it's definitely a juice world. But no, on the flight, I was just like, I'm trying to relax and just chill and like possibly just chill. Yes, they are legit. And I know what it does for me, but I just overdiagnosed it on that. So I'm like going through it, like every bump and bruise. Every time I go to sleep, I'm popping up like, yo, I haven't landed yet. And I'm just going through it. And I was like, yeah, I'm cool. But with the shrooms, I took some yesterday. I was out at Fashion Week with my glasses on, and then that shit kicked in and it felt like 4K. Like I could see the colors. I was just chilling. It was a good little vibe. I had my wine, and then I went to Wohop. I mean, you been to Wohop before in Chinatown?
No, I haven't been.
You been, Jerv?
Yo.
Listen, I'm at Wohop, and the shrimp is shrimping.
You walk downstairs, right?
Yeah.
I got a crazy story from there too.
The shrimp is shrimping to me. I'm talking about salt and pepper shrimp, all the salt and all that shit. I'm just like, oh, the orange chicken, oh, the beef fried rice, oh, like I'm going crazy because the shrooms is hidden and it's hiding all my senses. So I'm just in that motherfucker. Then I'm like, yo, let's walk the last lap. Last lap's like a good 20-minute walk. Walked it off. Perfect. I'm just floating like Homer Simpson in that car meme where he just like, man, that shit was great though. It was a great night. But all I would say is don't overdo it. Get in a cool environment. Listen to some music. Maybe blow your little hookah. You feel me? Vibe out. Chill. Create it that way. When I do it with the other homies, we be writing shit, coming up with ideas. The conversation will be flowing. Yeah, that's my most creative time. And I don't abuse it. It's probably a once a week thing, probably bi-weekly. I'm not just doing that shit like every day. Shout out to the people that do it every day that got it under control. Shout out to Jake.
Is that considered microdosing?
Microdosing. The best way I can explain it is if you're an uptight fucker, you're going to be laughing at everything and the coolest nigga ever because you don't have a buffer. So anything that you are potentially thinking about, like you're like,
maybe Amin doesn't need this.
What if you're not an uptight fuck? What does it do to?
I think it's just more so you just like laughing at a lot of shit more and like giddy.
Because like out here doing bossa novas in public.
hey, Jerv, that Instagram algorithm come to life and shit.
Oh my god. But like
put the phone down to me.
I'm very tight about emotion. Like I don't express my emotion. So when I do it, I'm more expressive. I'm more welcoming to everything. I laugh a little bit harder. Like the shit, I'll be like, oh, that's funny. I literally am laughing. You know what I mean? I'm more honest with my opinions when I'm off that. So it's cool. But rest in peace, Rich Homie Quan. Shouts to
Yeah.
Wells P. He came to Cafe Azul and DJ'd and played a
Oh,
hell of a
nice.
set. Him and Corey Towns killed it per usual. A good
Corey
job.
Towns, the basketball player from Villanova.
No,
Corey Towns, Jazzy Jeff's son, the DJ.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what's up, man.
Yeah, so you know they
Shout
played.
out to
They played a
Corey.
great Rich Homie Quan set, and I
Nice.
experienced my first Jersey house set. Yeah,
Oh,
well, Corey considered it Jersey, Philly, and Baltimore. Yes.
Yeah.
He played one of those sets and he mixed it, and it was just like it was cool. I fuck with it.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't something I would normally expect me to like.
It ain't my kind of music, but all right.
But he mixed it. No, but I mean, he mixed it with songs that you fuck with that made it like okay.
Yeah, he did the tip. This is so dope. Like you're witnessing a house set for like the first time, and it's like, yeah, he probably played the, you know, I know it was probably amazing. Corey did his thing, you know what I mean? But like I'm willing to bet it's probably the songs that we are just familiar with, right? But like I'm shocked, bro. Like I had you as being someone that would like it. Like you have such an eclectic taste. You like all genre.
Well, no, I do like it now that I'm introduced to it. I'm just not.
Okay.
I'm just not randomly just going to look for that. Like, you know what I mean? Like I just was there. He played some other shit, and then he was like, "I got some people from Baltimore here." No, he did a whole spiel of like, let's get it clear who's the originators of this, blah blah blah, and then he shouted out those places. And I was like,
who did he say was the originator?
He said Jersey, Philly, and Baltimore.
Oh, the trio. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask y'all this question. I grew up in New York City, and I went to college in Atlanta, and as basically a very East Coast living lifestyle. On the East Coast, the concept of what you just experienced, Trey, sets happens all the time. We're doing the music, then we're gonna take it and then it's like, oh shit, you know what? Bunch of Michael Jackson shit. All of a sudden, we're going old school. Then the last song of the old school shit is gonna be a song that was sampled in one of the newest shit that's out, and that's how we get at like 1 a.m. We're brand new shit. And so we did sets, right? And then when I went to college in Arizona, and then I eventually lived here in Phoenix, and been to Vegas, and been to LA. I feel like the West Coast does not do the sets. They just be playing whatever they want, and it goes in and out. There's no set. It just weaves in and out. Not to say it's like an iPod shuffle where it's an abrupt switch. Like there's a flow to it in terms of musically, sonically, but there isn't anything that relates these 2 or 3 songs in a row to each other versus the next 2 or 3 songs, et cetera, et cetera. Do I have that right, or have I just been to the wrong places for 45 years or whatever? Like Trey, you moved to New York. Do you recognize like, oh shit, they do this different than the way it's done on the West Coast?
Yes, and I've been culture shocked so many times. I embrace it though, because I like the difference, and like obviously the internet has kind of removed that difference and so many other things and facets that I really enjoy, like slang, like how people dress. Everybody's kind of uniform now with all that shit. So when I do get to experience it, I'm like excited. I'm like, oh, okay. Like I'm dominoes, playing dominoes. I pulled up. I'm watching niggas play dominoes. I'm like, where's the pad? Where's the pen? No score. Da da da. Finish this. And niggas like, oh yeah, this is how we play Caribbean or Puerto Rican, you know, Spanish dominoes. Like, and I'm like, okay.
They're just trying to lock it up. That's
trying to lock it up. And I'm
there's no score. Yeah. It's funny. I learned how to play dominoes with scores too. So
yeah. So I'm just looking like,
and
I was so shocked. And then motherfuckers is like, yo, Cali, show us. So now people are playing in my style, but it was crazy because I just was so thrown off of like, wait, this is not universal. You know what I'm saying? And then like again, now that I'm in like Brooklyn, seeing different cultures, right? Like if I go Flatbush and I'm like, yo, oh, I'm in a whole nother grind. Like I done made that right. And now I'm in like mini Trinidad. I'm in Tobago. I'm in the joint, like roti, all that shit. It's food I've never even tried in my life because it's just not offered. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm constant culture shock and everything. Like, I was talking last night, it's a 2-hour conversation at Soul House about fashion. Like, California don't belong in no fashion conversations just because we lack seasons, right? If you say, you know what I'm saying? Because if you're born in Midwest or East Coast, you get to prepare for the seasons. It's motherfuckers that know how to dress for the fall. It's motherfuckers that know how to dress for the summer. We be like in LA right now, they're experiencing crazy heat wave in the day. But that motherfucker can go to 60 degrees at night. And you got to grab your hoodie. That ain't, like since I've been here, I ain't wore a jacket in the summer because of humidity. But then I'll be like, oh, it's fall, or like, here come winter.
Damn. Has it started to turn for y'all?
Yes. Now I wore a nice little hoodie the other day.
It's hoodie season, brother.
Hoodie. Yeah, it's getting there.
It's 107 today.
Because like late September, early October, I'm gonna probably be in my trench for sure. Layered up. All that.
I'm coming to New York this weekend. I gotta fucking
just get a hoodie. Just hoodie. Hoodie or a nice little.
Is it tech fleece season?
Yes, back? You could do a tech fleece. You could do a tech fleece and not feel hot. Because people in Fashion Week was doing a lot. Like, I'm like, all right, that jacket might be a little bit too much, but I get it. It's not too hot for you not to pull it off. But yeah, no, I definitely have. Y'all came to the West Coast and kind of like got thrown off.
I got thrown off. I mean, I'll be honest. I got thrown off by the music for sure. Like, not it's, and I think people get confused and think that I mean like, oh, they're playing all this West Coast music. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about playing all the songs together. Like, I've been in mad parties in New York, in Atlanta, in DC, where like the DJ does this shit that you said. Corey Townsend just said, "Hey, it's the West Coast in the house." And then they just go straight death row, over and over and over again. And then, like at the end of it, they transition out into something else or whatever. And I've never experienced that on the West Coast. I've never experienced a DJ having the recognition of, you know what, I'm about to go fucking G-Unit greatest hits right here, or you're like, or I'm about to play.
Do y'all have an end song?
Hey, you know what's crazy? It might not be personal experience, but it's two artists particularly that have in the podcast that I've listened to that told these stories was Talib Kweli saying how DJ Quick broke the blast and that's how it went national. He snuck it on and played it on Power 106 when he was a guest DJ. And also it was another DJ that played Hard Knock Life. Hard Knock Life was struggling.
Oh wow. Like on the West Coast.
No, it was struggling on the East because they
was not.
I think that was Big Boy, right? Big Boy played.
Big Boy played, but hear me out. He said it. They looked at the Annie thing. They didn't embrace it yet. They fucked with all the other shit Hov was doing, right? Because he had all the other shit going. But for like him to be get national, right?
Yeah,
like y'all love.
That album was the breakout album for him. He had 2 albums before that that were like they did well, but he wasn't like a national rapper. To your point,
yeah. So they played because like I guess the radio was kind of pushing back like the Annie Hook shit was corny. Yeah. They didn't really like because you got to think about this. Hov's B-sides are crazy. And I feel like it's more tight to the city where you're like, I get one of them joints without a crazy feature. And nigga gonna gravitate to it because he's talking that shit that only New Yorkers can really relate to. But when you give the national record of a radio joint, niggas really not, they gonna fuck with it, but not too much if it ain't a dance record. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when they played it, niggas thought it was the craziest shit because the sample. We very sample heavy because of Dr. Dre and them, you know what I mean? But like, nigga heard the Annie shit like, oh, nigga, it's a hard knock. And that shit just, then that's when the radio was like, all right, it's greenlit to go play it everywhere. And that was interesting because you would think like that was an initial hit from the jump. The same way how we would think of not like
I remember that time though, and I remember it wasn't
how we looked at originally, Not Like Us, and seeing if it would crack certain regions. Like, because it's such a West Coast record, Even though we're in 2024, it's such a West Coast record that niggas be like, when E40 drop a song, niggas be like, I don't really want to hear that shit.
Yeah, that shit, yeah.
So for it to get to like, it was blowing my mind coming to like bars, parties, and niggas is playing it. And I'm like, I like us. Okay, sure. Thank you. But that was
it's and this is 2024. They're playing that shit in bar mitzvahs. They're playing that shit at like graduations. They're playing, like it's everywhere. It's legit.
And we're not done.
That's
a good segue.
Yeah. Well, this is a good segue. There you go to the news. Halftime of the Super Bowl in New Orleans is going to be Kendrick Lamar, and the people want to know, Trey, why wasn't it Weezy F Baby? Please say the baby.
So you always give a little backlash from prior to a certain artist performing at a certain thing, and
you could say it like
all right. At the time when we were talking about, you know, Nipsey could do a certain venue, right?
I'm not going to let Amin stand by himself on this. I definitely was right there co-signing Amin.
And by the way,
I will say this too. I don't think y'all knew him as much. Y'all wasn't familiar with his music.
No, Trey. My point has not changed, and him passing away, like alters some of the memory. But the reality is this, Trey. When you talk about halftime of a Super Bowl, halftime of All-Star Weekend, we are talking about artists who, to use your Jay-Z example, made the crossover to like, okay, now I'm everywhere. Now they play me in bar mitzvahs and they play me at graduations. Nipsey was not that.
Yeah,
not until he passed away. And so it was no disrespect to him or his catalog or his skill level, whatever. It was just a recognition. Yo, this nigga is not like Dr. Dre or I'm not even talking about that big, just that why it's not. Here's a great example. He's a million times better. I would 100,000 times go to his concert before I go to this guy's concert. He's a million times better than Flo Rida. But Flo Rida was a guy who could do All-Star Weekend because why?
He has a hit song.
He has not just one hit song, multiple hit songs that who knows, Trey? Not me,
white people.
The white people,
corporate America.
And this is the part where this is great to revisit this conversation because now, Trey, you've changed. Your life has changed. You are now interacting with these motherfuckers from McDonald's, from Gatorade, whatever. Do you think those people knew who Nipsey was back then?
Not to an extent. I think it's I think it's very reasonable. Regional,
but like these national, I'm the VP of marketing for whatever. He doesn't know that. So he might go, or he might know a song. He's gonna go. It's like, who the hell is this halftime? And that's who the halftime act is for. Right. That was my whole point then. People turned it to I was hating, and we like to have fun.
Oh no, I ain't taking it as a hating.
No. But like I'm talking about people who listen
outside.
Listen. They thought like that nigga hating and da. And whenever Nipsey would do something, oh, I thought you said like nigga. Yes, now that's like saying like, he didn't
have an album out either.
My 14-year-old right now, I'd be like, yo, not good enough. And then coming back to me when my kid is like 22 and playing pro, like, oh, I thought you said, I said it when my kid was 14. It's different, So it's all about like the timing. And it's kind of sad what happened to him because I think eventually he was going to get to that place. But, but this situation is different because
for this,
Wayne
is
is
like
someone who is known.
So we did a pod about, I don't even know the time when we did it, right? And we were saying how they got to have Wayne. They got to have No Limit. They got to have Cash Money. Now, that's not the rules. That's not the rules. I think we simplified it. We're being Captain Obvious in this scenario. We're like, it's in New Orleans. It's a no-brainer decision. Jay-Z is, this and that. Curating this. But also in another scenario, we're looking at, hey, I need a performer, right? And not saying that Lil Wayne can't perform, but to an extent, right? Wayne, we love. Wayne has hits, but Wayne is not the greatest performer. He's getting better. He's getting better. We've seen him at Hip Hop 50. We've seen him at Hip Hop 50.
I've seen him since Hip Hop 50. And here's what I'll say. I was one of the main people saying that Wayne should headline
Yeah.
Right. I was one of the main people. Oh, there's no way. And I'll
He
say
brought
what you can't say, Trey. That nigga can't fucking perform. He's ass. He gets up there, he does a verse, says thank you, it bows, and then they just play a whole nother song. And he did the same thing at the one I saw.
I will say this, Jerv, and I mean, I think he would have tried. But the thing is, you can't try for the Super Bowl. You can't.
No, he was supposed to try at Roots Picnic and audition for the Super Bowl and say, "Hey, this is what I do. Look how nice I am."
Yeah.
I knew instantly right then and there that there was absolutely no chance in hell that he would do Super Bowl.
Now, again, we love Lil Wayne, but you cannot try for the Super Bowl in 5 months. You can't get that. You can't do that shit and be Michael Jackson. You can't do that shit and be Beyonce. You can't do that shit and be that ultimate performer. Not saying that Lil Wayne hasn't performed in front of millions of people. He has. But you have everything. Everything. I've seen Cole do it. I've seen Drake do it. I've seen Kendrick do it. I've seen Beyonce do it. I've seen Jay-Z do it. I've seen DMX do it. Whoever, the people that can really be a master of fucking ceremony. And when you think about Taylor, look, this nigga got a song with Taylor Swift.
Hello.
Bad Blood. He got a song with Maroon 5.
Yep.
But
he got the
think,
song of the fucking any sports.
I think the point you made is less about the catalog. Obviously, they both have catalogs, right? In order to be considered, you got to have a catalog, right?
Yeah, Wayne has features with everything.
Wayne has a crazy catalog.
Indeed.
But I think the point you made, and I didn't really think about it necessarily at the start of it, is, can you get up there and make it an event? And you're right. I saw Wayne at Dreamville Fest a couple years ago. It was all right, but it wasn't an event. It wasn't
Super Bowl worthy.
It's like you got to like Usher, Beyonce, Shakira, like they bring all type of shit going on. Who was it? Was it Dr. Dre that had the LA one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he like they had all type of shit happening, and you could tell they were, I mean, you think about Usher last year, man. Like, you can't go from that to a nigga that just stands still with a microphone.
Yeah.
You can't.
Because you can have all the marching bands, you can have all the dancers, but like, nigga, if you ain't got the wind, the actual fucking charisma, you gotta be that's the thing. You have to have charisma, nigga, to do some shit. Cause like, even like this, I love Hov. I just want to listen to Hov. I don't want to go.
He's terrible. I don't know if y'all have ever seen him live. He's awful. I was like, I could have just sat.
He's gotten better, but he's not on the level of what we know. I think he's on the level of what
Hov also not about to be. You know what I
mean? Yeah. No, the most you get from Hov is staying there a little,
He might have a mic like this. He might adjust.
Yeah. But you're not there for his dance moves, though. You're here for the bars.
I'm not talking about he got to dance. Like DMX didn't dance. But like one of my favorite videos ever is that DMX at Woodstock. He come out and you see just a sea of humanity, and that nigga just started yelling and barking and shit and running around the stage.
He was perfect for festivals.
Busta, same thing. Busta Live is an experience, man.
Yeah. You would think Wayne would be the type of guy that would do a festival.
Listen, he got Lil Louisiana coming up. The Hot Boys is back. All that other shit. But again, somebody said about the 25 years and him still getting better with question mark. Yes, bro. If you lame duck it, again, he hasn't put that much into that part of his career.
No, he hasn't.
He's poured all that into work ethic, not writing, being able to do a feature with anybody. That's what he's known for. But on stage presence, you know who great? Anderson fucking .Paak.
Yeah.
Anderson
I saw him. I saw him here in Phoenix during the Super Bowl. They had a party where it was him. It was supposed to be him. I think Offset and what do you call it? And DJ Khaled. And then Offset bailed. So Anderson .Paak came out. He fucking performed on the back of a flatbed as that shit drove around the Top Golf. Nigga was like DJing and singing and everything, right?
He's probably
then
to me one of the most underrated. Like
I was like, this nigga's killing it.
Yeah.
And then Khaled came on, and you want to know motherfuckers that don't have that, what we're talking about, like watch that transition from Anderson .Paak, where everybody going crazy.
The energy
and Khaled
goes
was
down.
he was literally at some point, the nigga was just like, if you love God, you know, like that nigga was just begging for people to react and cheer because his shit was not, you know.
So the realistic combo now, because a friend Jason pointed out headline. So who does Kendrick bring out? Now hear me out. Now hear me out. Lil Wayne is one of his favorite rappers, but he's in feud with Lil Wayne's artists.
But Wayne's the type of guy that always gets off the fact that he doesn't pay attention to anything. He don't watch nothing. He don't follow nothing.
He's been trolling lately. They're not
okay.
like us. It's interesting. It's on Wayne to choose the business now. What do I want? Is this a dream to perform at my hometown? You know what I mean? Kendrick Lamar is giving me an opportunity to go crazy at Super Bowl and let him perform whatever song he wants. Or do you just say, nah, Drake, my man, I'm not doing this.
Go get that money, baby.
You know what I'm saying? Because he's putting him in a weird situation of like, damn, I get to rock out at my own shit. You know what I mean? I get a set. I get to do all these things. And now business of family business of family, you know what I mean? Or family ties. It's true. So at the end of the day, he has to think about this because it's so strategic, right? And let's break this down. No more round twos. Now, obviously, Drake's been rolling out through the Plot Twist Instagram, through different leaks and all these things saying they're gearing up for a round two. First of all, as a champion, you have to say, all right, I'll give you a round two, pause. Right? Right? I'll give you a round two. So you get your rematch, right? So you can't, as the loser, say there's going to be a round two or let me gear up to prepare for this thing, right? Then they have the American flag in the back. Hey, Canadian. Hey, very patriotic, you know? All right. And also, big as the what? Big as the what? Big as the Super Bowl. Hey, I'm doing this. Right?
Yeah.
And I still think there's room for Cole to come out on this situation. I don't think it's one of those personal things. Hey, all right, you know what? I'm going to rock with my brother. I'm going to open this up for the people that I really fuck with. Because he's not going to do this is not a Juneteenth celebration, first of all. It's not going to be one of those. This is Kendrick and friends, first of all.
This is Kendrick and stars.
You feel me?
No disrespect.
I'm calling up the people that I know is not going to fuck this up. You know what I mean? Like when Dr. Dre called it, 50 Cent, Eminem, sorry, game. You know what I mean?
That's what makes the Drake. That's what makes the Wayne part even crazier is because Wayne could have brought out Nicki and Drake. Sure. You know what I mean? Like basically shitting on Dre's family. Not shitting, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, but like one upping.
Yeah, like that's what you did. Oh no, look what I did. I like just the two biggest artists ever in the world.
Who are the Kendrick affiliates?
Someone said sorry, game.
We would say Taylor Swift,
but she's not gonna do that shit.
No.
Yes, she's an affiliate. She's not gonna do that shit.
This is an Apple Music production, right?
Yes.
Yes, and we've established that she thinks she's above it at this point, which I don't blame her.
Sure. Maroon 5. I mean, this is also somebody who sent her a verse and helped her get her master's.
I get it.
This is the game of IOU. Let's play the game of IOU hypothetically. But I do think I agree with you. She is quote unquote. She don't have to do none of this shit.
Nothing. Yeah.
But I'm saying the game of I scratch your back, scratch mine. I need this small.
That'd be a double entendre for sure.
You feel me? So in this scenario, right? Because it was super weird that people don't even know Kenny's music like that after this beef.
Is SZA Super Bowl worthy?
I don't know if she's Super Bowl worthy. I don't want to hear a SZA song during the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I would like Pharrell for It's All Right. I mean, We're Gonna Be All Right. I would like maybe a Schoolboy Q because he's just a great
that was my next question. Is Schoolboy Q Super Bowl worthy? I love Schoolboy Q.
I think he gets a cool 30 seconds. 45 seconds to do hands on the wheel or something crazy.
30 to 45 seconds at the Super Bowl halftime show is a long time.
But it's a transition. You know how niggas be moving around and nigga come out and do his and then boom, boom, and then the next nigga come out.
But Trey,
I hear you.
Let me ask you this. Maybe is Schoolboy Q like not name check worthy? Meaning that nigga's there. He's hype manning.
Yeah.
He's but he doesn't actually like.
He giving him an opportunity to be seen on that stage.
Visibility.
Okay. I can see that.
I think Black Hippie gets a visibility. They don't get a verse, but they get visibility.
Well,
let's go through his top songs, his top 10 to say this.
Right.
Not Like Us, sure, gonna get performed. Like That, Future and Metro. Possibility.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Future will not be on the Super Bowl stage. I promise you.
I'm just saying, Like That is a huge record. Goosebumps.
Totally get it.
All right, Goosebumps with Travis Scott.
Yes. Whoa, Travis.
Are we still?
Travis come out.
That song went.
No, it's a huge song. It's a huge song. Would Travis come out? I'm not. Travis is definitely worthy.
So, yes,
Travis is definitely worthy.
Is Travis still cool? Like I felt like I know like the kids like it, but didn't Travis have that shit with the stadium and all that shit? Like corporate America's cool with Travis Scott again?
Travis Scott is the highest grossing.
Okay, all right, then he'll be there. I just wanted to make sure we were good.
Facts wise, he just made $216 million off his tour. He just sold 375 for an album that just came out a mixtape that came out 10 years ago.
Okay, we need to talk about that for a second because that's a fucking interesting situation. But let's finish this conversation first.
Okay, so then we have Poetic Justice with Drake, not happening. Money Trees with J-Rock. Great song. I don't know if it's Super Bowl ready.
Song could be done, but J-Rock will not be there.
Yeah, that's the question.
J-Rock is another visibility person. He's not going to wait those 15 seconds on that.
Here's what we're asking, Trey. We're not asking for the set list. The guy, we know he's got.
Well, I'm just trying to think of who's going to be an affiliate.
Who gets to come out and have
so
Chiron that says
Rihanna wouldn't be there. She's not.
Loyalty.
She's not doing that for him. He'll do Loyalty, but not with Rihanna. She's not doing that for him. She was just there.
Who's gonna be 50 Cent?
I don't know, man.
Comes out and performs.
Okay.
Like this is the thing. I think y'all are dismissing the fact that niggas love Kendrick and will do this solid for this guy.
But hear me out. I understand what you're saying, but if you've already established, and I agree with you that I think Taylor Swift possibility is crazy because of all the other deep thought people that will be like, take that, Drake. You said, all like whatever. I think the Taylor Swift aspect happens, and I think you're actually like the Maroon 5 aspect actually happened, right? So I think we're now getting greedy because if he's got Taylor Swift and Maroon 5, that's probably who's going to be there, and he'll do his songs because those are big enough acts that he doesn't have to bring anyone else out. I think it would be dope if Cole was someone that could do it because I just think that would be fucking hilarious and in its own right, and I think it'd be dope. You know what I mean? A hip hop moment. But like I think we just need to stop at Maroon 5 and Taylor Swift if that's what it is.
I will say this. I think he's going to extend the branch to the Hot Boys. He wants to be the first person to bring out the Hot Boys and say, "Look what I did," right? Because he grew up on them, loved them.
Yeah.
Right? So in a scenario, now they patch things up. It looks like Turk's a part of this. It looks like they're going to try to do this thing.
Is BG alive?
Yeah. I just seen him on the gram the other day.
Yes.
Is he good?
Yeah.
He's good. He's good.
Yeah, my nigga BG's back, baby. He's freestyling and everything.
Okay.
And his content has to be monitored by the state, sadly. That's where he's at with it. They have to approve it. His raps have to be monitored by the state, or he can go back to jail. Yeah, fucked up scenario.
How is that even a fucking thing?
Bro, Louisiana is different. I know what I'm gonna say. But at the end of the day, if he could bring out the hot boys, Juvie come out, do back that ass up. Wayne does.
Well, it'll be back that thing up at the Super Bowl.
Sure. But it would be very New Orleans. He does a New Orleans set. He get Manny Fresh to do the bop, 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 you know what I mean? You know, and you get into that, I think that's what we get. We ain't gonna get too many people, but we gonna get that. We're gonna get, because again, he has
Trombone Shorty or whatever. He's got to get somebody like that.
He has a set list that he does, and he only has like 20-25 minutes to make this shit shake.
Yeah.
By the way, really off topic, but Trey, did you go? I know Manny Fresh and Juvie have been touring. Did you go when they went?
I haven't. I wanted to, but I just ain't even. I've been so tired and trying to get these other activations going with these people. So
what you mean, these people?
I'm just out here trying to sign these contracts and get these things done before, you know.
Send me a contract, my guy. I'll sign it.
No. But do we agree that's a great pick by Jay-Z to get Kendrick Lamar?
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Yeah.
It's like I think the only reason, it's the location is the only reason why people are like, wait a second. If it were anywhere else, I think we'd be fine with it.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I'm with it.
And we personally like Lil Wayne, right? People, he's beloved.
Well,
like
I just think about like the extended kind of like branch that he brings in with him. That's why I was thinking about Kendrick. I'm like,
by the way, you know, Master P's on the Super Bowl committee.
Is he?
Yeah, I'm interested to see how he feels about this, because we're gonna get some takes. We're gonna get some takes.
Well, do you think he's someone that might be brought out?
I would love Make Him Say I would love a washed version of Make Him Say
Does
Mystical no.
No. Well, hold up, my guy.
I think Mystical's in jail again, actually.
Well, anything's possible, because I saw Prize on stage when I swore Prize was just on CNN 24 hours earlier in handcuffs. So anything's possible.
This is fair. I would say that.
Mystical in jail.
Answer, yes, nigga. Duh.
There I go.
Here I go.
Attorney requested rape trial has been denied bond multiple times since his arrest in July of 2022.
He's back in.
He faces life in prison.
Yeah, he's back in.
Oh, Mystical's not going to be there. That's a fact. That's a fact.
For rape, indicted for rape. So
yeah, bro, he's a serial rapist.
Serial.
It's unfortunate, man. It has some good music. Somebody gonna be raping him, bro.
So hold up. All right, real quick. So it's P, and then P brings out who? Silk the Shocker.
No,
Silk.
No, I can't.
No. Time out. No. If P comes, hold up. Just if he does, make him say. If he does, make him say.
No, I love Silk the Shocker, but no, not 2024. I can't do it.
Jerv, it's gonna be just P. Just P comes out.
Able to do it.
Does his high knee shit around the stage, and then
with his Percy Miller jersey on.
Yeah, and then run your ass off
the stage.
Like all these niggas that he might bring out, get one song. I think you get one song.
P doesn't hit the stage by himself. It's somebody hyping P up when he hits the stage.
They're not gonna have mics. They might just mouth.
You'll see their credential flying back and forth. Yeah, nigga, I got credentials.
Hey, man, I'm just saying it's a little tricky, man.
All right, I want to talk about this Travis Scott thing. So, if you don't know, Travis Scott did a re-release of his mixtape 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Days before Rodeo. The same week that Sabrina Carpenter, who's the hot shit white girl right now,
she
was dropping her shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at first it seemed like, all right, whatever. And then Sabrina Carpenter tweeted out, "This one's for Nicki," which is a direct reference to Travis Scott, Nicki Minaj, fucking tension from years ago.
Okay, I'm not even in this.
Thus leading to Travis Scott saying, "Okay, you want to play this game," and he activated every single trick in the book: physical sales, auto billing, YouTube, straight to your iPhone type shit, to juice the numbers, which, by the way, is what all these artists are doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's what Taylor Swift does.
All of them,
It's
everybody.
Sabrina Carpenter, they're all doing it. So I'm not just saying this like Travis cheated. I'm saying he employed certain tactics in order to juice this thing to go number one. It went number one. They held off on announcing who won for like way longer than they ever hold off. They finished the tally. He gets number one. And then this week, it's announced he had the biggest drop off in the modern history of Billboard. And that's because it's a 10-year-old mixtape.
Yeah.
That was, and the whole purpose was, we're going to beat Sabrina Carpenter. And they did it. And so shout out to him. But it does make me miss. This is the thing. I know it sounds crazy. I'm going to sound like an old man here. When you hear shit like, it was, what the hell is that noise?
Nigga over there in his fucking cubicle.
So when you hear shit like Thriller sold like, 3 million copies,
yeah.
3 million copies in its first week.
Mm-hmm.
You have to understand that wasn't because they counted up how many people were streaming how many songs over and over again and made a conversion.
One purchase.
That means niggas got up, said, "I've got to go," put on their jacket, put on their shoes, went downstairs, got in their car, maybe got on a subway, maybe walked down the block to a record store, went through, and as my boy pointed out, you kids will never understand how he's like, "Oh, this shit came out, I gotta go get it." You go to the record store and the niggas are sold out.
Yeah, they only got a certain amount of copies.
You had to go somewhere else and hope, oh, got it. Then you went to the register.
That was me and Blueprint too.
Dog, that's how we used to. So when you hear they sold 3 million copies back in the day,
they really sold 3 million copies.
They really sold, right? Whereas now, like, all of this is employing and I guess that's it. Like, everybody's doing it. Everybody's juicing. Everybody's on the steroids. So that's just how it's done.
Yeah.
But it always makes me like, man, like, we'll never have that feeling of, I remember when it said Britney Spears sold how much? And I was like, really?
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, I was like, as the summer wore on and you looked around, everywhere you went, they playing these songs. I'm like, yeah, man, like, this shit's big.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a different time, man. I'm not too much. Album sales don't predict good music for me, right? You fuck with it, you don't. Cool, it's like a nice little badge, but like Drake claiming to be the next Michael Jackson and shit like that, I just never really bought into that shit because it's just hard to determine, especially. The only thing I like I feel bad for the artist, unless you're in that top 6 because you're really eating, but anybody else, only part I like as a consumer is that I can just type in any fucking name and I got I got access to everything.
Trey, I've talked about this a lot, right? Like movies. We're at a time right now where Hollywood has declared the only movies we make are blockbusters or shit that has existing IP, right?
Yep.
Something. So if there's a book, we'll make a movie based on the book. If it's a comic, we'll make if it's a video game, but if you come to them with an original idea of a bunch of, for instance, a bunch of guys buy a frat house and decide to relive their life, and then the university declares that they have to kind of like show that they are not a legitimate frat house, like, which is old school. That movie can never get made now because of 2 reasons. Number 1, Hollywood ain't fucking with no original ideas like that. Mm-hmm. Number 2, movies like that, they used to be able to make them because they knew, hey, this movie cost me $8 million to make. We might make $12 million at the box office, but the DVD sales are going to make us a shit ton of money. Half Baked, fucking Grandma's Boy, all of those like comedies of the late 90s, early 2000s, they were all built on, the DVD sales are going to blow this shit out the water. Now that we have streaming, we as consumers, we're like, dope, I can watch all of these movies. I don't have to buy any of them. I just pay a monthly subscription to a couple of these services and I get to watch it. But the flip side is the makers of those individual movies, they're not as profitable to the studios anymore. So the studios are like, I can't make that movie. It ain't going to make its money at the box office. And there are no DVD sales really. So now those movies don't get made. People ask, why aren't there any R-rated comedies? It's not because people are too woke for it. It's because those comedies typically never made a lot at the box office, but they made themselves up with the physical sales. Streaming has killed that. So I find myself a lot of times like conflicted. Like I like not having to buy shit anymore. But I realize that convenience for me has now killed many of the movies that I love.
It's hurt.
But don't those movies just go straight to Netflix or something now?
But they don't. Yeah, they do. But again, Jerv, a movie like like Half Baked, which made like 12 million, I think, at box office, made like 100 million in DVD sales. They're not getting 100 million from Netflix or Paramount Plus or whatever. They're getting a fraction of a penny for every stream. So you basically have to stream 1 billion times in order to equate to, how much they made in DVD sales.
That's interesting. Damn. Well, I mean, like I said, if you're a consumer, great for you. For a fucking person, we was also a lot of 17 tracks, 2 bangers. Yeah, that was a crazy thing about that shit, bro. Like
that was a time.
Like buying, cracking the seal, reading the book, playing a CD, letting it really play because niggas was not skipping no songs.
Yeah.
And just finding out like, damn, this shit kind of trash. And it cost me $17 to $25.
I
love Best Buy. Best Buy had they used to have a $7.99 sales.
And they also had the listening station. You would go and you would
listen. Yeah.
You would listen, Jerv, you mentioned Praz earlier. My college roommate bought the Praz album. And the Praz album
just for the Ghetto Superstar song.
The Ghetto Superstar song was on it, but then there's a whole lot of filler. But then it came with it was a double CD. They had a second CD that had like 5, it was like a 5-song sampler. And it had like Wyclef and like a Lauryn Hill track. And it was like, but Buddy was like, yo, it was worth it just for the 5-song sampler. That shit was fire.
Shout out to Praz.
Shout out to Praz, man.
Yeah, man. Before we go, fantasy football. Football's here in general. Football's here. Jerv, you're 1-0 and the Eagles.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Seeing you celebrating, telling the Giants thank you for Saquon Barkley and all that good shit.
I mean, good looks. You know what I mean? Hey, we're outside. One game down, on to the next one.
I love that. We got the late game tonight. I can't wait. I'm going in with regular expectations. My Monday will not be ruined off sports, but I'm still going to enjoy it. And then in fantasy football, Jerry, were you happy with your team?
Yeah, they're cool. A cool little group of guys.
No, you was on here talking like you was gonna win it all.
Yeah. But
this nigga's in here talking crazy, by the way.
Amin's not shocked that I was talking crazy. And I mean every word that I say anytime I say that. But I was not prepared for the draft to be done at the exact time where I have something basically put in my schedule. So, I'm not saying I did this, but one could say that if you've ever drafted while you're, potentially moving, right? Like, you're not mobile.
Well, you say moving like moving.
This nigga was driving a car, man.
Or moving like you're not stationary.
Like I'm not stationary, right? Like I'm in a vehicle, one might call it, So, hey, but we did our thing, right? Like we attacked all aspects of fantasy football. like the stuff I would say that you go out and get. And we got a high upside team, bro. You know what I mean? We'll be good. I'm gonna beat Jason this week. I know that much.
Jason, who had the most suspect name for the auto-generated fantasy team name for Jason was something like Jason's fine ass team. I was like, what?
The finest team.
Oh,
That's still crazy. Crazy, man. That don't sound like
I like Jason's fine ass team better.
Oh my god. Sick of y'all, man.
Shit,
Y'all
man. Yo, before we get out of here, we do have to mention fucking Dame Dash, man.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
This thing out to it hurts me, man, because at one point this nigga was one of the most powerful people in the music industry. And now this nigga trying to list off all these brands that we've never heard of while his teeth fall out. Like you can't get lower than that. That's rock bottom, right? Like there's no level like, yo, you haven't humiliated yourself anymore than listing off what you got. I got this and I got this. I've never heard of any of those things. You get, what do they make money at? And then the teeth fell out. The whole ass teeth. My nigga can't even get implants. He had to get like the fucking grandpa take them out and put them in the glass of water.
So he actually explained it. He does have implants, the screw ins, but he also tried to put a grill over them. And like, you're doing too much. If you don't have teeth, it's one thing that, okay, cool, you got your teeth fixed. He said he needs to get them upgraded, basically. He got it done 25 years ago. So clearly, nigga, if you don't care about your teeth gon' not adjust your gums and all this other shit. But you're putting a grill over your screw ends.
Which I want to point out to everybody who's like, ooh, it is, from a dental hygiene perspective, one of the dumbest things you could do.
Yeah.
Is to put a grill even on your regular normal teeth. Them shits was not made to have shit on top of them, holding in all the food and shit and sugar from the drinks that you had all day long, festering, creating bacteria that fuck up, give you gum disease and shit. Brush your teeth.
That shit goes straight to your heart too, by the way. For y'all don't know, a lot of people have died from having bad gums, bro. Floss. Brush your damn teeth.
Brush your damn teeth twice a day. Use mouthwash.
I'm telling you.
That's my PSA.
That shit
Stay
goes
away from
straight to your heart, man. Like a lot of people.
You want diamonds? Get a chain.
That's one of the most slept on things. I promise you.
Bracelet, watch, rings, whatever. Fucking nose ring, whatever. Earrings. Stay the fuck out of your mouth. I can't believe I have to tell grown people, stay the fuck out of your own mouth, man. Just food and drink go in here. Yeah. And for some people, a little bit of something else go in there too.
Yeah. Hey, man, it's tough. But yeah, Dame Dash, I hate to see it. My man, owe taxes. Pay your taxes, by the way.
Did you see the post he had the next day? My bad, Trey. Did you see the post he had the next day?
Yeah.
It's him holding the Rockefeller chain.
Yeah.
And he had the captions 10 million.
Yeah.
For the chain or for his share?
No.
I'm assuming he's selling the chain for 10 million.
Selling the chain. He need money, man. And I hate to see it, man, because everybody need money and everything in this game ain't longevity. So watch how you treat people, because shit age bad. Like Amin said, you couldn't tell Dame Dash was one of the coolest people, coolest motherfuckers ever, bro, on the planet. And to see how shit is going, this man is almost 60-something years old. And it is not, it make it look like dark times for the internet. Like, you're not supposed to be on the internet at that age. You know what I mean? Because how he just behaving. But at the end of the day, I still fuck with Dame. He just gotta hit the reset button, get his affairs in order, and show us something different. You know what I mean? He had a good 6-year run of just talking crazy, and karma just has not been great to my man.
I don't know where else to go here, man. You really don't have shit else. You don't have shit, man. He's like, I got a children's book. I'm like, nigga, no one's buying a fucking Dame Dash children's book.
Yeah.
I'm on, like, I have kids. There's no part of me is like, let me read the Dusko Poppington fucking adventures.
Yo,
look, I think the last thing I did because of out of support was he had that. Did you ever try his whiskey he had?
No.
It was called.
I'm not buying that.
It was called Dusk, whatever the shit is called. Dusk.
Duskos.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not. Listen, I like Dame Dash. Dame Dash be saying that shit with the wrong intentions. He be talking that shit. But sometimes it's hard to take. It's not, you know how you take advice, but then you need examples. You need to see it. You need to see the success behind it.
Yeah, like it just
Don't be adding up, man.
It can't be asshole delivered advice.
Yes.
Without like unquestioned success behind it. You can give advice as an unsuccessful person, I think. You can't give it like an asshole.
Yeah.
Like talking shit behind it. It's just, it doesn't work that way. All right, man. Let's wrap this thing up, man. This was a great episode. We got a lot covered. Shout out to Trey.
Also,
Jervay.
Before you cut off, we got a new show. Juju Gotti has a new show. 4th and 20 featuring Jervay. Football, NFL.
Yeah, niggas ain't shit, man. 4th
and 20. Yeah.
Y'all niggas ain't shit, man. Yo, check out 4th and 20. And check out everything on patreon.com/countthedigs. Make sure you get locked in all the extra content and everything. The rewatchingtons, the live events, everything. For Jerv, for Trey, it's Amin reminding you to stay black, motherfuckers. 4th and 20.